It is 7 o'clock. Good morning. It is Ken and Deb with you, as well as we are on Facebook Live here this morning for the mid-morning show coffee break. So if you want to join us on Facebook, you can do that and check it out. But also you can, of course, listen here and tell us what you do to spice your life. You can share that with us.
Maybe it's walking a different path for your exercise routine.
Okay.
In the afternoon, I decide, ooh, you know what? I think I'm going to spice it up today. I'm going to walk a different direction.
You rebel.
I don't know what you do.
Yeah.
How do you spice up your day?
There you go. Maybe it's like out of a whim, you make pumpkin bars.
Yeah, that's what I did yesterday.
I know.
Yeah.
So, let us know. Mike said eat spice cake. Well, you could do that too. Anyway, let us know, 800-221-9356. Here's Stephen Curtis Chapman and yours. Well, good morning. So you guys did you do this yesterday?
No, we didn't do it yesterday
yesterday?
because we didn't have a cardboard cutout of Ken to put right where you are. I mean, you probably would have been pretty quiet.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Maybe a lot more entertaining.
No, it's just not as fun when we're not all together.
Yeah, so, I'm glad that we can get back together today. Mm-hmm. And, there's a lot of folks. I was just talking with a friend of mine yesterday that has been working from home. He's an engineer. And he's been able to work from home since March sometime. But he just found out that his company is not going to have them come back to work in the office until September. So he's going to be working from home.
Wow.
From September or till September. And so he says that he has actually been more productive working from home. I think I brought this up before. But, that's just him. He's an engineer. He's more of a,
I wonder how he does that, or if he spices his workday up in some way, like adds extra breaks, or takes the dog for a walk, or goes outside, or.
Well, he does say that he gets to go home for lunch now, since he's working from home. He works at an office. He has an office building in town also, so he goes to town. But he works in Peoria.
Oh, okay.
But he has an office that he goes to downtown. He owns a couple of buildings and stuff like that. But he's able to go there and work to have some, quiet time.
Okay.
But then he gets to go home, have lunch with his family, which he normally doesn't get to do when he goes to work in Peoria. So that kind of adds spice to his day. He gets to go home and have lunch with the family.
Do you remember as a kid? I mean, some people remember where everybody used to go home for lunch.
Yeah.
As a kid during the school day.
Yeah.
It'd make a nice little break in your day.
It was great.
To go home. I loved it when I was in high school, and we had kind of like an open campus thing, so we could go off campus if we wanted to for lunch. I don't know if they do that anymore.
I don't.
But we didn't have the fancy, all these choices either.
Right.
That they have today.
I know that in Kewanee, I've seen kids go to some restaurants that are right near their school for lunch. They go out and be able to go over and get some lunch. So some people still get to do it. But hey, Dave's watching this morning.
Hi,
Jordan.
Dave.
Also, Shelly. Hi, Shelly. Thanks for checking in. Appreciate that from Galesburg. So if you work from home, that's another thing. If you've been working from home, or maybe you've worked from home a lot over your career, what fun things do you have in your workplace to, just add spice to your workplace? One example is a buddy of mine who used to be a copywriter in radio when he would write commercial copy, but he always had these cartoon character like bobblehead dolls and stuff like that in his office. He said it gave him creativity. He had things around him that made him feel creative when he would write. And so maybe you have something in your workspace that spices up that workspace.
I love those little things that dance in the window. Have you seen those? They're in our preschool room at church. our preschool director has a bunch of them, and they're little. They're like bobbleheads, but they're little figures. When the light hits them, they go.
How's that again? I've never
They
seen
move.
those.
You've never seen them?
No.
Oh, they're really cute.
Oh.
Anyway, I mean that might be something you can put in your workspace if you're near a window.
That's true.
But they're kind of cute when I'm watching the kids. Well, when we used to be able to meet together
Right.
in that setting, it used to be fun to go over there and kind of. There's even a smiley face little flower that
I love it. That's great.
things to spice up your day.
Right. That is Stephen Curtis Chapman, and yours at 7:06 on this Wednesday morning with Ken and Deb here, 72 degrees here at the studio in the middle of nowhere, as we would love to have you chime in on the conversation today. How about if we do this? How about if we switch a little bit, of course, back to a subject that is near and dear to our hearts, and that, of course, is food. But let's say you're cooking something and it's just kind of blah.
Yeah.
Is there something you guys reach for to really, add to that? Is there something that you have as a go-to to add some spice to your cooking?
Do you?
Garlic is
Garlic?
always one of my
Okay.
favorites.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, it depends on the dish, of course, but a lot of times fresh garlic will and some salt, some real good kosher salt is really good to add a little bit more to it, a little bit more depth.
So when something is bland, I grab the and
Blank.
you fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Maybe you got something unique that you put in a dish that just really brings out the flavors.
Yeah.
Burst the
Right.
flavor.
Yeah, do you have something that you always go to? Maybe you've got your own spice mix that you've made up.
Like the Queen of Sheba.
There you go. See? You never know. Let us know. You can call or text us, 800-221-9356.
I know this isn't front and center in the news, this National Spice Day, but it's mentioned so many times in the Bible. I was looking, there's like 40 different mentions of spices in the Bible. And, one of them has to do with the Queen of Sheba,
Yeah?
bringing just so many spices they couldn't even count. But it's interesting that it's brought with all the other things that are of value.
Yeah.
So obviously spices were of value back then. I mean, they were very, rare and valuable.
That's true. What's really cool is, again, just seeing people that pop on to the Facebook Live that I've known, well, many, many moons ago. Melody is a girl I went to high school with. We were in the same art class and everything. So Melody has joined us.
Oh, that's nice.
So, hey, Melody. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Okay, so you could fill in the blank. We didn't know Ken back in high school.
Oh, please.
So this would really spice up our morning.
Yeah. it
Share
sure
an
would.
unknown fact about Ken.
Careful, Melody. Careful. That was my BC days. So there are some stories, I'm sure. But since I came to know Christ, though, it's added more spice to life.
That's right.
The best spice. But yeah, so anyway, it'd be kind of interesting to see that. One interesting story about Melody is that we were in the same art class, and I'm not exactly sure, and maybe she can refresh my memory, but she had painted this one picture in art class, and I really liked it. And she gave it to me. And I still have that painting, as
That
a matter
is
of fact.
neat.
And so it was really good. It was a mountain scene and stuff,
Oh,
and she did a really good
cool.
job on it. And so I still have it. But yeah, so that's kind of a neat memory. Hey, Phyllis.
Hey,
Good morning,
Phyllis. Good morning. Also, Jordan says he spices up his day by walking to the city and then sitting in the rocking chairs and reading a book,
Nice.
The Chronicles of Church. And then we have dinner together, and he likes to dip watermelon into guacamole.
What? All right, we got to visit that in a second. It's 10 minutes after 7 o'clock now. Good morning. Ken and Deb with you. And, of course, coming up next week is a very special week for us again because it's been postponed for a couple of times.
It has.
And that is our share event where we love to share what God is doing in people's lives through Moody Radio. But it's also a time when we can really ask you to become a partner with us in ministry. And I heard Dr. Michael Rydelnik on Saturday talking about how, Paul even addressed people that he was writing to, saying, you can be a partner with me in ministry. I believe it's Philippians 1:5 where he talks about that. And he's writing to the Philippians to say, being a partner with me in ministry to get the word out. And that's what we're asking you to consider doing.
And we really appreciate the fact that we can do this work together, and we couldn't do it without you. So thank you very much. If you do want to partner with us, there's a couple ways you can give your gift. You can call 800-600-9624. You can give online at moodyradio.org/Quad Cities. A thank you gift is coming your way, too, by Priscilla Shirer, Discerning the Voice of God. Great book. That's very timely for these really uncertain days that we live in. We really need to have the voice of God in our everyday life.
That's right. So we hope that you'll do that, and you can partner with us, like I said. And as Deb said, call 800-600-9624 or give online, moodyradio.org/Quad Cities.
Now, Phyllis is a really healthy eater. I can't believe she's having a Pop-Tart and coffee. Phyllis.
Phyllis, what are you doing? All right, so Jordan, what's this watermelon and guacamole stuff? I've never heard of that before.
Me neither. I don't know if I could handle that. I wonder
That's
what that
interesting.
tastes like.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's kind of that sweet and salty thing going on.
Right?
So maybe it's kind of that idea.
Maybe.
I would never think of doing that.
Nope. I've never
But you
I've
gave
never
us
heard of that before.
Yeah, gave us a new idea, something
See?
to try,
Something to
and
spice
that
up
could
the
spice up our dinner tonight.
Hey, Rima's listening as well down in the Indianapolis area.
Oh, Rima!
Thanks for watching, checking it out this morning.
Now
And so-
talk about somebody that spices up every group she's in.
Oh, my.
That is Rima.
She is like a party waiting to happen. She is fun.
She is.
Yep. We went to Blue Man Group with her a couple years ago
Yeah.
in Chicago as a Moody team, and we just had a blast.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was good.
So how do you spice up your life? What do you add to your life that really brings joy during your day?
Yeah.
You mentioned being with your grandkids. I don't think there's anything more special than being with your family to just give you a little boost during the day. But
Right. Yeah, it's always each grandchild adds a different spice to your life with their personality. They have different qualities. And so, but also maybe you're working from home. We threw that out there as well. Maybe you're working from home. What do you have in your office that really kind of gives spice to that? So you can let us know as well here as we're on Facebook Live for the Mid-Morning Show Coffee Break here this morning.
so I think we've got a caller. Are we gonna go to the phones or not?
All right. Just wanted to make sure what the plan is here. Good morning, Moody Radio. Who's this?
Good morning. This is Jordan.
Hey, Jordan. Okay, you got to fill in for us. Why watermelon and guacamole?
Okay, well, when I was little, my sister Caitlin always told one of my nephews to try something new. And I kind of experiment. I had this meal with my family a couple of days ago
Yeah.
with a burrito bowl and with a guacamole on top of it.
Okay.
And then we would have watermelon on the side as fruit. And then when I finished the main meal, the main meat, then I would take the watermelon, dip it into the guacamole, and then when my sister-in-law saw me doing it, she almost felt like she was going to throw up.
That's kind of the
then-
space that Deb just made, Jordan.
And then, you were asking about what it would taste like. It almost tasted like watermelon and avocado ice cream.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I've never tried that either.
No. Well, I tell you what, Jordan, we got to run. We got to get on the air. But
But
thanks for sharing that.
kudos to you.
That's
You
right.
brought spice to our
Right.
morning.
Take care, Jordan.
Not a problem.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.
That is I Am They, and it's called Raise a Hallelujah on Moody Radio. Good morning. It is Ken and Deb here, as well as we're on the mid-morning show Coffee Break on Facebook Live this morning. We do that pretty much every day, every weekday at 7 o'clock from 7 to 7:25, so you can always join us on that. Talking about, and we don't always talk about the same things that we do on the air. We talk about maybe something else different on the Facebook Live conversation.
We like to spice it up.
Yes. But I will bring something over from the
Okay.
Facebook Live conversation, and that is, a lot of people have been working from home. And so we wanted to know, if you've been working from home, how then maybe have you spiced up your workplace? What fun things maybe do you have in your workplace that make it? So, for example, my office that I have, I've got a little studio where I can record things and do things like that. I have a very special, and as a matter of fact, one of the gals from Montana that we know that joins us on Facebook Live occasionally, Sandy, found out that I'm a big Cubs fan. And so she made me this big stuffed bear out of Cubs fabric. It has the Cubs logo, but it's in the
Wow.
shape of a cubby bear. And so I have that in my
That's
office.
neat.
And various other Cubs paraphernalia, like the ever popular Cubs Pez dispenser. Have that in there. But just different things in the office to kind of make it fun.
Yeah. Do you remember that one thing where there are all these balls lined up and you
Oh,
take
yeah.
one of the balls and you hit the
Right.
end of it and then the other ones go tick, 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 tick,
Yep.
down the line.
They have a
I-
special name for that thing, but I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I remember as a kid seeing that where my parents did a lot of their work. They had, like you could sit there and talk to somebody and
Yeah.
take that little ball and hit the other balls
Oh,
and
then
they
you
would.
take two and then two. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called, but
I
that's what
remember
came
it.
to mind.
Okay, there you go. That'd be fun. So anyway, if you're working from home or have been, what maybe fun things do you have in your workplace? Let us know. Call or text 800-221-9356.
Good morning, Kathy and Charla. And Charla says, Jeremy spices up our day with humor, technology, and playing the devil's advocate. Yes, he does that here too.
I keep threatening one day I'm going to get this T-shirt that has a big pot with a spoon in it, and it says "Stir in the pot."
Dave says he loves to send encouragement cards. Phyllis says she loves sewing, doing projects today. Good for you, Phyllis.
Oh, there you
And-
go.
Yeah. So, what are some things that you do to bring joy to your day or spice up your day, as it's National Urban Spice Day? And then, of course, if you have a work at home, is there something you put in your workplace to really bring you joy
Yeah.
throughout the day and help you with your work day at home?
Yeah, so you can let us know about that. I like to say we never have that much boring times on the farm. My wife's famous saying is, "I have too many irons in the fire today," because she's always doing something, making bread or making butter, or she makes cheese and soap, and just all the time doing something. So she has a lot of stuff going on.
Yep. She has, but those are things that bring her satisfaction
Yeah.
to be able to do that stuff during her day. And sometimes I'll put in a CD, and that really spices, like a favorite older CD that I
Right.
haven't listened to for a while. And it kind of spices up your day to think back to when you were, listening to that for the first time.
Right? It brings back memories where you
Yeah.
were at. I can listen to a song and I'll remember where I was at when I heard it, and it just brings back great memories. 7:20, Ken and Deb here, and we've got some great resources that we'd like to put into your hands to help us to, I don't know, just to understand maybe what's going on in our country today with the civil unrest, and help us to be a bridge when it comes to, understanding other cultures, other people, and their beliefs and different things like that. And so we've got some resources that we'd like to put in your hands.
And you could win that book bundle, Be a Bridge book bundle, by just texting book to our phone number, 800-221-9356. There's 4 different books put out by Moody Publishers. In that, a copy of Love Over Fear, Winning the Race to Unity, One Blood by Dr. John Perkins, and Woke Church by Eric Mason. So if you want to win that Be a Bridge book bundle, text book to our phone number, and we'll pick out a winner close to 9 o'clock this morning.
It's 7:21 news update coming up. Here are the afters with Well Done on Moody Radio.
Oh, Dave's been listening to music from the 50s and 60s.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, mystery solved. That little thing
Yes.
is Newton's cradle.
Newton's Cradle. Okay.
He said we had one at my parents' house. Yep, we used to have that. And did you also another thing? I guess we did a lot of playing around when we were supposed to be working. But another thing that they had was this little. It's like a square, and you had to try to get this marble on this through this whole course without falling into the holes.
Oh, yeah.
What was that? I don't know.
Frustration is what that was. I don't know.
I remember sitting on the couch for hours trying to get that little.
You're tipping
marble.
the box around and moving it around. Is that what you're
Yeah,
talking
I
about?
mean, I guess that was the early video games.
I guess.
Did you get to hole 4?
I made it to hole number 6. Woo! Look at you.
Boy, that's going back there. I'm going, what in the world is she talking about?
My son Ben, though, he loves puzzles like that type of stuff. Like you have where you have Rubik's Cube.
Okay.
He can solve those quick. You're not even looking at it.
Wow.
He can do it. But
You're
he loves.
kidding.
No, he can do it. He just knows how to. All he has to do is look at the reference and go, okay.
Oh, my.
He knows the how many turns to do what.
Wow, that's
and
incredible.
I don't know how he does it. But he also loves other kinds of puzzles as well. The kind where you have like the two or three nails that are bent together and they look like a. Have you ever seen one of those? And you got to twist them and turn them the right
What's the idea
way.
of that? I've
It's
seen.
called frustration. That's what it is. I keep telling you. I don't know what the idea is. It's just to get them apart, and he knows how to do it with. I don't know.
After trying to figure it out for about 15 minutes, your regular life will seem glorious.
Oh boy, I tell you. But yeah, so he loves doing those kinds of puzzles, and so somebody inevitably at Christmas time will kind of give him one of those as well as another gift. But they know he loves those, and so they'll find a new puzzle and they'll give it to
That's
him as a
neat.
gift. So that's kind of an ongoing
really
tradition with that. So it's kind of fun. But yeah, so anyway, you can still respond. We're wrapping on things up here on our mid-morning show coffee break, but you can still get a hold of us. What kind of things do you do to spice up life? Maybe you have a workplace since you've been working at home, and you have certain things in there to kind of bring some spice or entertainment or fun things in your office. You can let us know on the phone line as well this morning.
And our phone number is 800-221-9356. It's good encouragement, though, for all of us to do something that we love today or
Yeah.
do something, there's some things that are within our control. And that is one thing that's in our control. It's
Yeah.
just our attitude throughout the day. And God gives us a creative mind to come up with new ways to live life and explore life.
Yeah.
And so let's do it today.
That's right. Let's look for ways that we can take what might be a kind of a boring day in some cases. Look for ways that we can do something, that adds a little bit more fun to it. I don't know. Run
bring-
through the sprinkler.
And
I
bring,
don't know.
and bring fun to others, too.
That's right. Well, we hope you have a great day, and we'll be back tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock with the Ken and Deb Mid-Morning Show coffee break. Have a great rest of your day.